to see you. Welcome to Pop Turnitin.
Hi, thank you.
You know, so much happens before you go to camera on Bad Monkey, right? Like, so in a lot of ways, from kind of an acting storyteller perspective, you can see it as two journeys, right? Before filming it and then after filming it. Or do you see it as one big journey with multiple steps from an acting storyteller perspective? I'm curious about that.
It's so many different things, it depends. This character was definitely a lot easier to fill her shoes because I am also from Miami, born and raised. I'm also, Cuban American, so I got to bring a lot of my flavor, a lot of my background into her, which made it just easy to kind of step into her shoes. And, when you have such a great writer like Bill Lawrence with such a great script, I mean, it's on the page for you, so it kind of helps out a lot. And being able to kind of have a little freedom with her and being able to, kind of have a little fluidity working with Vince Vaughn and his improvisation skills and having that kind of collaboration with him, it just really made it easy to kind of find her voice very fast.
And it's interesting you say that because that's my next question. It's almost like you knew the next question. You know what I mean? Because it's like, no, well, like that script to screen journey is so fascinating, right? Because you kind of said everything about like it's all on the page, right? And then it comes to life on screen. So what would you say like that kind of experience was like for you on this show specifically, that script to screen, kind of seeing everything come to life, like a video village, like the product? I'm just curious about that.
I love watching shows after they're done because from the script to the screen, so much happens. And when you have such an amazing ensemble cast, the way that we had it on Bad Monkey, where you had different storylines, you don't get to work with everybody and you don't get to see what they're doing. So I love seeing the finished product because when everyone brings their authenticity and their stuff to a character and they play their part in this and the way that they edited and put it together at the end, I mean, it's just, it really makes for great TV when you have a great cast and a great crew and a great creator. It really was exciting to kind of watch the finished product.
You're an incredible storyteller. You have an incredible body of work. I just want to say that.
Thank you.
And I do find it very interesting because if you look at a lot of your past projects, it's like not only are they different worlds, but they're different characters. And I think that's just a credit to your amazing acting. How separate are past kind of projects versus something like this? Like, do you bring mindsets and preparation from past shows or movies you worked on to something like Bad Monkey, or are they completely separate once you wrap them?
It's kind of pretty separate, but the one thing that kind of stays, constant in everything that I do, I just always try to be very true to whoever I'm playing. And I try to just always bring it to that role. And I find that a lot of times, a lot of the things I do play are very strong, like female characters, people who are like kind of, have a grasp on things, but also are trying to figure out and are curious and, not afraid to be out of their comfort zone. I kind of bring a lot of that too. So I think the biggest thing for me is just always being really true to the character. And I think within that, you always find their truth.
You mentioned Bill Lawrence, and it's interesting because, there's been this amazing, in his body of work, this genre bending component that I really love. You see it with like Ted Lasso and Shrinking, where, there's drama, there's comedy, there's, a lot of crazy things that happen. Same with this show. Do you notice the genre bending in the scripts like immediately for this one, or is it more noticed like when you start filming it specifically?
I think even reading it and seeing it and just knowing Bill Lawrence's kind of tone on stuff, like I loved Ted Lasso. I watched all of Ted Lasso before I even knew Bad Monkey was in my path. And the same thing with Shrinking. I'm a huge fan of Apple TV Plus and their content. I mean, when I want to look for a new show, I kind of go on their streaming platform. It's my to-go-to one. And I think, his gift is being able to have an amazing balance between that comedy and dramedy, where he comes out with this genre of dramedies, and I think it's having a, innate gift to being able to find the comedic stuff in just like everyday predicaments.
August 14th, Bad Monkey on Apple TV Plus. Natalie, so great chatting with you.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.